In this installment, we'll be going over a 9-game slate for Friday on DraftKings and Fanduel. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to give you the winning ingredients for your Friday night slate showdown on DraftKings and FanDuel. Giving you the top plays at point guard all the way down the center. Giving you the value plays and the lock of the night. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessageSD, and also on TikTok at Chef_D91 as well. All right, if you are currently a viewer and are not currently a subscriber, go ahead and click that subscribe button right now. We are at 805. The goal is 1K. 1K will be the cash giveaway. All right, before I deep dive into the NBA, I will be dropping a UFC bets video, all right, tonight for tomorrow. Get you guys ready. You have all day to look over these. I've been looking at a lot of these fights, and I think we got a pretty good understanding of who's going to win in each one of these. So stay tuned for that. And also, let's get into this slate. All right, DraftKings starting off with the point guard position. Very quick and precise. You have to pay attention to the ins and outs of NBA. Who's sitting out, who's staying in. You have to pay attention to that. I use Twitter. If we go right here, Twitter Underdog NBA, or you can use Fantasy Labs NBA. They stay up to date by the minute, okay? By the minute, all right? So watch out for that, because a lot of things are changing. We have some value opening up on the Washington side, and I'll get to that very soon. So starting off at the point guard position will be Devin Booker, all right? Someone solidified, all right? We're going to pay up in one of the games of the whole entire slate, what I think will be the closest between the Phoenix Suns and the Utah Jazz. Both Utah still fighting for some seeding here. I'm going to go with Devin Booker in a prime spot going up against the Utah Jazz. This is going to be a 3 frenzy back and forth, okay? As long as we hear no news, no injury report. Like you said, he's not listed on his report, so we should expect him to play. In a previous game against the Lakers, he scored 51 fantasy points. He's on a little bit of a hot streak right here. 52 against Memphis, 40 bomb against Philly, and then that 78 bomb against Denver. So I'm seeing a big high-scoring, back-and-forth three-point fest between Donovan Mitchell, who I like as well, and Devin Booker. So I love him. I'll pay up at 9K for him because there's a lot of value here. Let's go on to our shooting guard, and that will be Talen Horton-Tucker for the LA Lakers. We're going to watch out on news about Russell Westbrook, but even if he's in, I'm still going to love Horton-Tucker. He's getting a boost of minutes. There's no more LeBron James for the rest of the season. Probably no Anthony Davis as well. They're going to play their young guns as Horton-Tucker, Reeves, all those guys. And he stepped up, man. He stepped up huge against the Warriors. 37 minutes, 15 and 28 shooting, 2 of 6, 8 of 9 from the free throw line. 40 real points, 4 steals, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. Really showing you his offensive output, which we saw a lot of highlight tapes for in the offseason previous. He really didn't help the Lakers in the regular season, but at this little stretch run here, obviously, if he's getting more usage, he's going to try to put the ball in the bucket, and he did that very well. This is going to be one of the mainstays, lock of the day right here, because he is at 3,800 and he's taking God knows how many shots for this team. The only one that can really create on his own, if we're looking at Reeves, yeah, he's more of a facilitator, just a little bit, coming out of college. And everyone else, Malik Monk, he's a shooter, but someone that can facilitate and score, that's going to be Horton-Tucker, okay? So I like him at 3,800. Let's go on over to the small forward position. I will start off with one of the Washington guys we're going to be looking at, and that is Denny Advija. In his second year, I've been talking about him previous videos. He's getting an opportunity to start now. The past 2 games against Atlanta and Minnesota, you saw double-digit field goal attempts, so that's a boost. If we get a better 3-point percentage out of him, he can definitely take it to the next level. So you saw 2 of 7 and 1 of 7 against in those previous 2 games. If he's in a couple more of those, we can see consistency of 35 to 40 fantasy points and above. He did score 40 fantasy points against Minnesota and only 26 against Atlanta, but he did chip in 6 assists and 7 rebounds. So that's something I like to see. He is very multifaceted. When he was a prospect, he was touted as the next Luka Doncic. So I like Denny Avdija, okay? Next, at the power forward position, we are going to be looking at Obi Toppin for the New York Knicks here at 6,200 with no Julius Randle. He has taken over the reins at the power forward position, and he is pretty much solidified. Look at this, 43 minutes against Brooklyn, 35 against Orlando, and almost putting up double-doubles here. So 19 points against Brooklyn, chipped in with 3 blocks, 3 assists, 5 rebounds, and 1 steal. Had a nice 20-point game against Orlando with 1 block, 3 assists, and 8 rebounds there as well. So we're getting almost to 40 fantasy points each game. He's still only 6,200 against Washington, one of the worst defensive teams in the league. Like I told you last week, they let 2 teams score 144 in back-to-back games. So we're definitely going to take advantage of Obi Toppin at that price at 6,200. Let's go on over to the center position, and we're going to look at Nikola Vucevic. We already know the bread and butter to picking centers, okay? And we see a game against the Charlotte Hornets, then we are going to take the center, all right? We have Nikola Vucevic going up against Charlotte. He should eat them up, okay? He's already averaging 50 fantasy points a game against this team at below 8K. So this is going to be one of my favorite plays at the center position at 7,800. There are questionables on, I believe so. Let's see. There are questionables on Zach LaVine should be good. Maybe Alex Caruso might be in and out, but that's fine. If Zach LaVine was out, I would even bumped up Vucevic even higher. I would have put him as the lock of the night because there's just been a ton of usage. But we should see a high volume of rebounds against this particular team, and we should see him eat up down low against Mason Plumlee and PJ Washington and those likes, all right? So let's go over to Fanduel and look at our value plays of the night. Starting off with Rory Hatchimura. I told you the value plays are going to be strictly Washington. This is a prime spot. They allow the most points, so they're in game environments where these guys can really rack up stats, okay? Rebounds, steals, assists, just everywhere, and then the points are going to be added towards that. Rory Hatchimura back into the starting role. He gets an opportunity to take advantage against the New York Knicks at 4,500 on FanDuel. If we're looking at Hatchimura on DraftKings, he's 5,300, $800 difference. But he is a, not 3 and D, but he's a very explosive big man. He can knock down the three-point ball. Similar to our Lauri Markkanen, but he was a little bit inconsistent against Atlanta, 0-5. That's okay. He still has solid games against Minnesota, Dallas, and Orlando, putting well above 30 fantasy points a game in those contests. And at 5,300, he's getting over 30 fantasy points. I'm going to take a shot at him. All right, and at 2 out of those 5 games, over 20 real points. Can rebound as well. Obviously, he's going to be in those positions to get a solid amount of rebounds. And you see it, 6, 5, 7, 5, and 7. If he can bump that up just a little bit, give us a little double boost, we're looking at a solid play for value in Rory Hatchimura. The next value play will be Daniel Gafford at 4,300 on FanDuel. Daniel Gafford on DraftKings is at 3,900, so cheaper here. And he's had some big games coming in. So they've been splitting minutes between him, Thomas Bryant. They got Rory Hatchimura. They got a lot of guys. But with no KP and no Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, there's going to be some more minutes and more opportunities for these 3 guys. Okay, so Gafford, I like him. If he can give us a similar performance with increased minutes like he did against Minnesota, then sky is the limit, all right? 24 real points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 block. A nice 47 bomb for you against the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's going up against Cat, too, as well. And you're getting him at below 4K. So I gave you 3 guys, well, pretty much 2 guys that are below 4K that can definitely eclipse their value. So we're going to really focus in on Daniel Gafford as well at 3,900, all right? So I love his price. And let's go on to our lock of the night. We're going to scroll up a little bit. And the lock of the night will be Luka Doncic, okay? Yes, we could switch this up and go with more of a Donovan Mitchell, who's going to be in a situation where he's going to have to put up points. Bojan Bogdanovic is a solid option as well in that game if you want to look for someone in the mid-range on the small forward position. But I think Luka Doncic is going to put up his points easily and at a very high rate. He might get a double. He might have a double-double in the first quarter, okay? We're talking about the Portland Trailblazers here. This is a G League team. Luka Doncic at the helm, bringing up the ball, facilitating, creating, knocking down shots. This should be cupcake season for Luka Doncic. At 11,400 on Fanduel. And if you're looking at Doncic on DraftKings, he is at 12,200, just a little bit more expensive. But he's putting up some solid numbers very, very quickly. In a big game against against Milwaukee, had 70 fantasy points, 58 against Detroit, who was another poor defensive team. So I want to see something similar to that. Against Cleveland, 73, and against LA, a very poor defensive team, he had 75. So that's what I'm looking for. A blowout scenario, a bad defense, Doncic comes out and just destroys everything. Nice, easy triple-double. That's what we're looking for. I love Luka Doncic as the lock of the night, all right? Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know in that comment section down below if you have any other suggestions at point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center, value play, or lock of the night. We can definitely discuss that down below, all right? Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetJustD, and I'll be back with another video very soon. Peace out.